Hypercharges add a layer of complexity to Brawl Stars, but they're not hype or really hyper. To provide fun and complexity while only slightly disregarding balance, here are 3 rework concepts for hypercharges. Subscribe if you enjoy and let's get into it. One way to fix hypercharges is to flip the scripts. What if instead of supers, hypercharges affected basic attacks? This idea is inspired by Surge, whose hypercharge pretty much only affects his attack, allowing it to be busted but only for 5 seconds. What if for someone like Shelly, her attack always pushed back? Or for Chester, he added a bell for every attack with no limit. But that's a separate video idea. Comment if you'd like to see it. The point is, hypercharges would be far more aggressive and their stat boosts would be more meaningful if we could use them both on the most constant form of aggression and pressuring your kit, your basic attack. Speaking of stat boost, depending on the brawler, I would change the shield into reload speed, since some brawlers wouldn't get many attacks out during 5 seconds of hypercharge. Wow, who would have thought that fixing hypercharges would be one of the solutions? I went over what this would look like for some hypercharges in my last video, but in general, the lack of uniqueness isn't the only problem with hypercharges. It's how powerful they're supposed to make you feel but don't. Think about Clancy's super at stage 3 before its super nerf. The sheer rush I got from deleting the enemy team was unparalleled, yet it gave more of a rush than 90% of the hypercharges in the game. Contrary to popular belief, they don't have to be busted to be fun. Frank's hypercharge is omnidirectional, but you can still dodge it if you know what you're doing or take down Frank, even if his shield set kinda makes him like a boss fight. Danny said that hypercharges were meant to amplify the brawler's strengths while not negating their weaknesses, hence why all the stat boosts were changed. Edgar is no longer tanky as hell, and El Primo is no longer a damage powerhouse. Hypercharges should allow you to be powerful, like when they were rechargeable, but still provide enough counterplay. I think you could reincorporate it as a possible solution while nerfing it, as it rewards aggression and makes you feel like you went Super Saiyan. This is the true essence of what hypercharges were meant to be, in my opinion. This would make hypercharges a synergy for a brawler's entire kit, but it's not just a mashup of the other 2 solutions. This would be based on the gimmick of the brawler. For example, for Pearl, it would revolve around heat and fire, so during her hypercharge, she would always have full heat in addition to the stat boost. Her cookies would set enemies on fire, and her hypercharge would be generally improved, as described in my last video. Additionally, shooting said cookies omnidirectionally. Or for someone like Chester, I'm a Chester main in case you haven't noticed by now, his bells would shoot a random mini super with every bell, ranging from mini explosions to leaving slowing areas, and his hypercharge would be a random mixture of 2 supers. These may be bad examples, but with the solution, it would upgrade the brawler to their pinnacle of power. For agents of chaos like Chester, it makes sense, though I imagine these would be held to balance while not sacrificing how fun and busted they are. If I had to choose one, I think reworking hypercharges would just be the best bet, but I could see any of these working. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please help me grow by subscribing, and until next time.